Good afternoon and welcome you all to the virtual webinar series presented by UniApply. So Reimagine is our series where we invite school leaders to discuss certain important topic. And today we have panelists who are going to discuss one important topic. And before that, I would just like to give a brief about what we are. So, well, I'll start with my introduction. I'm Ritesh Chawla and I'm representing UniApply. For all the viewers, UniApply is a pioneering platform for all your school admission needs, right from shortlisting, comparing, applying to the schools of your choice through one single application form. Being India's largest enrollment automation platform, we have transformed and digitized the entire process of school admission. Today's discussion is focused on for all the parents and students who are stuck in the a situation where they are about to select right stream and right school, because student has a variety of subject combination education board offers by school, so it get confused sometime which one to pick up and which one to drop, right, when we talk about stream or we talk about subject. So with the help of our panelists today, we are going to discuss this important topic, which is stream, which stream to select after class 10, right? So without taking much of time, I would like to now introduce our panelists for today. So Mr. Trilok Singh Bish sir is there with us. Welcome, sir. Trilok sir is principal with Delhi Public School, Ghaziabad. Welcome, Trilok sir. Now I would like to introduce our next panelist, Ms. Rishika Sharma. Ma'am is head of academics for senior school at Khaitan Public School, Ghaziabad. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Ritesh.
I would like to introduce Neeraj Mohanpuri sir. Sir is principal with Satyug Darshan Vidyalaya, Faridabad. Welcome, Neeraj sir.
Pleasure is all mine. Thank you very much, Ritesh.
Thank you. Now, welcome Anshu ma'am. Anshu Tandon ma'am is principal with Holy Child Public School, Sector 29, Faridabad.
Thank you so much.
Now I would like to welcome Ms. Taruna Kapoor ma'am. Ma'am is principal with GD Goenka Public School, Indrapuram, Ghaziabad. Welcome Taruna ma'am.
Pleasure.
Right. So I'm Ritesh. I have already given a brief intro while the introduction of company, right? So now we will try and we will solve a lot of queries with respect to stream selection and a board selection. As we know, after passing class 10th, and in fact during the class 10th time, students get really stuck that now what next. There is a phase which comes right after class 10 where they have to select a stream, they have to make a choice between various subjects, right? And where the actual journey start of confusion. Maybe some of them are really clear, some of them align their stream and their subjects with their career, but most of them do not have any clarity. So today we are going to ask all the questions in and around to the stream and subject selection and the board, right? So I will start with my first question today with Neeraj sir. So Neeraj sir, as you know that generally what happens, student are really inclined towards a subject, whether they like a subject or they don't like a subject. So there are strong liking and disliking for a subject. So if somebody is not really have a liking and disliking for a particular subject, how that person can decide which stream is best or a best fit for that particular candidate? Neeraj sir.
Wonderful afternoon to erudite and eminent panelists. Thank you very much, Ritesh, for this inflated introduction. It's indeed a pleasure for me to be part of this panel discussion by UniApply. So it's a very relevant and prominent question you have posed. So before I answer your query, I'd just love to set the stage and set the tone for today's discussion. See, the irony in our country is that career is something which is, you are going to continue with it for half of your life. If you take a average life of any Indian, we can take it to 60 years. After the 60 years, you stay in your education industry as a student or as a scholar around 25 to 30. So almost half of your life you are going to spend, which is dependent upon your career. Now, career is something which should be selected through research, which is not
Right.
happening in our country actually. It's a lamenting situation wherein you have arrived at a railway station, and when the train is approaching, now you are deciding where to go. So this is what is happening. Our children are very much perplexed and baffled. Actually, career orientation, career seminars, career guidance should start right away from grade 7th onwards, where the children need to understand certain things. It is not that you start matching your subjects with the career. That's absolutely topsy-turvy. That's absolutely wrong thing which is happening in our country with the students. The thing is, uh, before you go for a choice of your career, there are set of things which we need to understand. First and foremost is every career demands certain set of eligibility criteria. Then it demands certain skills which a person must have. Then it is about the aptitude. So these are certain things which a child should keep into mind before he goes and decides for his career. Now, what is normally happening? Children till grade 10, they are not guided at all. They get fascinated. They will see an aeroplane. They will think, okay, I will love to become a pilot. Other moment, they will see a car with a red beacon passing by. Okay, my God, that's very fascinating. I'll become a civil servant. So this is
Right.
how their mind like monkey keeps on switching over the career, because they have never been properly directed at what actually I wanted to do. Now the stream is not which is to be selected with the career. It is first we need to decide ki, yes, what set of skills I do have. Let us say I'm an introvert child, and erroneously I have opted and done MBA in marketing. Now, or suppose I've taken up mass journalism or communication as a subject and done my masters. I have spent huge amount of time as well as money. When I'm introvert, when I'm not having very strong communication skills, how do you think I would be able to do justice with my career which I have taken? So definitely I will not be very successful in life. So it's very, very essential that the children, they need to make set of things which fascinate them. What
Right.
then they need to meet the people who are relevantly working in that industry. And
Right.
especially during these vacations, this assignment should be given by the school to the children that, okay, make a list of things which attracts you, which you want to do in your life. Let it be plan A, B, C, D, list down at least 7 or 8 professions. Then you should go and meet the people who are actually in this industry, in this sector, because every job demands certain skills, as I have already quoted. So whether you have to be people who love to stay in operations, you are a marketing guy, you are adventurous in your life. Suppose I'm very adventurous and I've done MBA in operations.
Right.
So I have to be, at backstage. So I'm killing my talent. So when your skills, your talent, your aptitude will match with your interest, you would become definitely very successful in your life. So my advice to all the children out here is, please do not do this mistake, rather a blunder, that first of all you select the stream, get fascinated by your parents' pressure, societal pressure. Most of the time when the children are selecting the streams, it is most of the time it is either a parental pressure, because the parents may be running a successful business house, or the parents may be lawyers or a CA firm. So they want their children to live their dreams. So the child is compelled to opt that profession which parents are opting.
Right.
So there is something which tragedy is happening with these poor children. So they must, do a lot of survey, do a lot of research right now, meet the people who are in this industry, identify their strengths, what they are good at. Then they should match all the things, decide the career accordingly of the stream. This is what
Right.
I have.
In fact, Neeraj sir, I would say you have pointed out a valid, that valid thing, that they have to research first and then they need to introspect. But the question is, most of the kids are there in the rat race of scoring more in their existing set of examination in class 10th and 12th, and in this rat race they basically miss on what they want to do for their larger life, right? Like you said, that most of the time they are going to spend in their profession than school. But here, at when somebody is in class 10th, or let's say class 11th and 12th, they will just be focused on their result, the outcome, right? That is also important. And we have, in fact, very much related question, but I'll take up those question uh, little later, but I will now go to Trilok sir and would ask very interesting question, because I know Trilok sir have set up multiple board school or the more than one board in their own school. So sir, I would like to raise this question to you, that how one should select and one should make a choice between a board. How as an individual or how as a student I can decide whether I should go for a CBSE board or an ICSC, IB board. So if you can help us to understand.
Thank you, Ritesh. It was a wonderful question which you have shot on me. And first of all, let me tell you, I am Trilok Singh Vest and the principal of Delhi Public School, Ghaziabad, Vasundhara branch. And we have IBPYP as well as CBSE with us. And when we talk about the choosing a board, it is not a hard and fast rule as to what to do, because IBPYP talks about the inquiry, student-led and research-based education, where the children from nursery KG also do the guided research. Guided research can be through the grandparents in the form of stories or something like that. So, that can be implemented in the CBSE also. It doesn't matter whether it's a board, IBPIP board or CBSE board or ICSE board or the Cambridge, but it matters which school are you going, what kind of a mindset the school has, what kind of teachers are there, are they creating, are they believing in the fact that it's better to be an original cow rather than a duplicate tiger? We have to think, because every child is meant for something. Every child has their own abilities and their own interest. When we talk about the stream selectors, whether it's a CBSE board or IB board or whichever the board it is, one has to see the aptitude, what interests the child, what are the abilities of the children. They may be scoring 100 in maths, but that is not their cut for. They may be loving music more. They may be loving, guitar more. They may be very good at theater and theatricals and all. So we have to see where the child passion is lying. It's not the percentage which is a criteria, because most of the schools in India make the percentage as a criteria, 80% and above science. I have a child, last year there was a child, his name was Ritesh Tanwar, and everybody said he cannot do it. And the child also came with the father. Father also agreed to shift the child to commerce. I asked Ritesh, you tell me, beta, are you really interested? He said, yes, sir, I'm really interested. I said, would you work hard? He said, yes. He said, my mind is into technical things. I cannot do history, civics, and geography. I can't do political science because I don't have that literally bent of mind that I can write the things more. He used to write less and to the point. So I agreed and I gave the child. And let me tell you, in 12th, he scored 85% without any help from anywhere. The teachers and the student, because student had decided. It's a child's decision, not the parental verdict. Similarly, when we talk about the choosing the board, also should be a child's verdict, because we have a choice for the children. Children should be able to make a choice. But when we talk about IBPYP, it's a common board. It's for everyone, because we don't give a choice whether you go for CBSE, because up to 8th class CBSE gives us freedom to follow a curriculum of our own. We can have the indigenous curriculum. Like 6 to 8, we have a curriculum design 2020, which is totally created and researched and formulated, collated, deliberated, and finally documented by DPSG group of schools, where 780 teachers and all the principals sat together for 3 months. We were on online Teams. We were discussing at mid of the night. We're having discussions. Then we came up with a CD 2020, which is a documented document, which has been also gifted to the CBSE and all the officials, so that we believe in what you are creating should share with others.
Right.
वो कहते हैं विद्या ददाति विनयम विनयाद यादि पात्रत्वाम पात्रत्वा धर्मापनोदि धनात् धर्म ततः सुखम. ये विद्या तो आपको और विनय सिखाती है कि आप कैसे बांटे, कैसे नम्र हो जाएं. अगर आप थोड़ा सा कुछ कर लेते हैं, if your school is doing very well and the principal is sitting with a high-headed thing, not meeting the parents, that doesn't help. If it is a stream selected also, we need to have one-on-one counseling with the parents. We need to talk to the parents. We must have a career counseling and a university placement cell in every school, so that we can catch the children very young as to what is the potential. We can tap it and start working on it from the junior classes only. We believe right from pre-nursery only, you can start doing it in a very phased manner. By the time the child comes to class 6, you are at least aware what all talents are there with the child. It's
Right.
not that only one thing should be there. We must have plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, because we are living in a highly VUCA world, volatile, uncertain, complex, and the ambiguous world. What we are doing today, 5 years from now, whether all this will help us in the job market or not, there's no certainty altogether. So we need
Right.
to prepare the children with the skills and competencies where, the communication skills are going to be the most important skill, because that is how the child, even if he is very good at artificial intelligence, very good at machine learning, but how will he sell the product in the market? How will he convince the people that what he is doing is worth it? Like you're
Right.
working for UniApply. If your communication skills are not good, you cannot sell your product. You need to go meet the people, convince the people. So I think communication skill is one thing which is very important, and second is international mindedness in the children, because whether I'm in India or I'm living anywhere in the remote location today, like we all are connected. Where there's Rishika ma'am, you, Neeraj sir, or Taruna ma'am, or Anju ma'am, Anshu ma'am, we are all sitting here together and discussing. We are sitting at different remote locations. So we need to create that international mindedness wherever we are. We are all global citizens. We can share and learn from each other. That is, sharing is very important. I always tell my children that everybody wants to take science. Why? Every lock has a different key. Every lock cannot be opened with the same key. Science key is not fitting for everyone. You have to see which is the right key for you. That only you can do with the help of psychometric test, your own self introspection, your parental discussion with the people in the school with their career counselors. Let us discuss, and I would believe, Ritesh, every school must train every teacher as a career counselor, because one career counselor cannot reach out to every child. So
Right.
every class teacher, we call them the homeroom teachers, HRTs. Every HRT should be trained with some kind of skills for the behavioral counseling as well as career counseling, so that we can catch them young. Every teacher is aware of what is to be done. I think I'm exceeding my time limit, so I'll just put a stop to it here only.
But
Thank
you
you
have
everyone for
a
giving
very valid point, I
words
would
to
say.
me.
I would say you have put across a valid point that every teacher has to be counselor. But sir, one question arises out of this situation, that schools are doing too much and there is too much of information is available to the student. Now the question comes of introspection, like you quoted in Sanskrit, like what you do, you have to share with all, right? Similarly, introspection is much needed. Like there's a shloka in संस्कृत that udmeni siddhanti karyani nahi namam maroraka nahi suptasya siyasya praveshanti mukhe mega.
Yes, yeah,
Right? So one
Pravishti
has to
Mukhe
actually
Mega.
put the effort. So what actually has been done to make students, do something, do some introspection, so that the school, the wavelength should match and they should do better. So my next question will be based on that line. So that is for Anshu ma'am. So ma'am, how schools are actually helping student to do the more research work, so that whatever as a counselor schools are arranging, or teachers are doing that role of counselor, that can be matched and there can be a concrete solution for student, because still people are taking decision basis on the liking and disliking of subject, which should not be the case. So this question is for you, Anshu ma'am.
Good noon to everybody. As rightly said by Bish sir, that every teacher is a counselor. And even in schools, what we all are doing, in fact, all of us must be doing the same thing. Right from the beginning, in fact, from classes 6th, 7th onwards, we keep talking to children about great people, great leaders, great personalities, and what work these people have done. So those are the points where we keep telling the children in the classroom also that this is how they have taken their career path. So right from the beginning, we need to train our children to imagine what they want to do in life. Imagination is must. So rightly said that if you dream big, you will be able to achieve the dreams only. So we need to make them understand that we need to dream what we need to do in future. So they need to first be trained to first imagine what they have to do. And let me tell you what jobs at present are there. In fact, if we have a student in class, say sixth at present, 10 years later, those jobs won't exist anymore. We
Right.
will have some new kind of jobs. So it is not the subject specific which we should train our children for. We should train for the skills which are there in our children. The communication skills, which are very, very important these days. Then the technology, as rightly said by Sir also, that technology, though everything is going global these days. So we need to train our children for the technology, for the jobs which do not even exist as of now. So we can imagine when we were students, we had never thought of using the mobile. We used to have those old phones, but today we all are very comfortable using mobiles and all. So these kind of jobs also did not exist, which they are there today. So as principals, our aim is that we should make our children smart, and whatever subjects they choose, it should be their dream. In fact, it should be their pressure. They should have passion for it. They should not be they should not have any peer pressure to choose any subject. Normally, what we have experienced in schools, that is the parental pressure and the peer pressure under which the students come and take up a particular subject. So we do one-to-one counseling in the school when the results are there, or throughout the year also. And in fact, we have started at our school, we have started 360-degree career counseling. We have an aptitude test. From the aptitude test, we see where the aptitude is there for the particular child, for the particular career. Then we speak to the child, we call the parents also, and then we do 360 analysis, and then we tell them, see, these are the career options which are fine for your child, and if he takes up these subjects in class 11, he will be very successful. And the rest, the skills, these days skills are very important, so they need to be trained for those particular skills which are there.
Right. In fact, thank you for putting this point across, ma'am. In fact, Neeraj sir is interacting with kids, and he's giving the message like, don't follow the rat race and be the master of your own life, right?
Own life.
So that's really a good message. And of course, one needs introspection for that, and we are going to talk about that. So I'll quickly go to Taruna ma'am, and then to Rishika ma'am. So Taruna ma'am, still we see a lot of situation where even the parents and the students are not really sure. Okay, even they are passed out 10th, or they have just entered in a phase where they have to write CBSE exams. Now the question is, they are on a stage to select a stream or choose a subject, and they are blank at that moment. So what do you suggest? One 11th hour decision for student. What should be the method, and how should they take that call? So okay, अब तो गाड़ी निकल चुकी है, right? Now I am in class 10. Now I have wrote my board exam, or I am writing my board exam. I can't go back and have the entire life cycle where I could see a lot of things. I could have attended a lot of session, or मैं बहुत कुछ कर जाता. But now that is not a choice. Now how one should opt for subjects and which stream? So Taruna ma'am, over to you.
Happy afternoon to all my dear panelists and Ritesh. It was a wonderful, wonderful session. Is actually a wonderful session, hearing all the mentors and all, and lovely sharing. So coming to the question of today is that every field has a lot of career opportunities, but choosing the right stream and interests, they matter, you know. And I feel in one thing, that is YOLO. You live your life, you only live once, right? YOLO. So what I feel that every child should, live the passion. They should actually, and everyone knows, you know, heart of hearts, even we knew that what we are meant for. And I have seen numerous cases, you know, numerous children in my life who dreamt something, but rightly said that there is a lot of peer pressure, parental pressure, lack of knowledge, where the children lapse and they do not reach where they have to reach. So first of all, the child has to be very confident, and he has to do the research proper, as Neeraj sir said, that the research has to be proper. He should know that what skills, what aptitude he has, and how he can that aptitude can take him to the heights. That is very, very important. Today, like in our times, we did not have those many options when we were students, right? But now, coming to this era, there are thousands and thousands of opportunities coming up, and you cannot even imagine. Plus, the career counseling has to start very early, and a rigorous career counseling has to be done to take out the child's talent and to nurture and polish that talent. because like I am having it quite frequently, like twice I had like last month and twice this month. So they're getting to know, the children don't even know that which competitions they have to appear for, what they have, what combination they have to take, what if we take this combination, these are the career opportunities they have to follow. So rightly said, the career counseling plays an important role in their lives, plus the focus and the skill development is very, very important. And
Right.
one should think that peace of mind and peace of money, we work for this in life. So that is very important, and our focus should be clear that what approach we have to follow, and we have to reach our aim. The goals are there. The goals are there. It is just that we have to think of, and we have to take out the best of our talent, and we have to be confident enough that if we are taking this combination, so my goal is clear.
Right.
I know that what I have to done. Like suppose if I take a case of one of my students, she pursued law, right? But day one, she knew that I have to go into capital marketing.
Okay.
I have to go to Bombay and work, right? She did it. I have to work with SEBI. She has done it. So that vision has to be very, very clear. Like you have to follow your dream. You have to live your dream to become successful in life. That is what my suggestion and my my way of working is.
Right. Thank you, Taruna
Thank
ma'am.
you.
And I'll quickly go to Rishika ma'am to take her view, because I'm sure Rishika ma'am directly will be handling all such cases because she's handling the senior school, right? Rishika ma'am, your voice is not audible. If you can quickly check.
Okay, am I audible now?
Yes, you are audible now. So I'm
Yeah.
sure, ma'am, you must be dealing with all such cases. And now my question is, of course, there are there must be, you come across a lot of student who decide at the last minute. Okay, now what to choose? Now the second question is, there is a peer pressure as mentioned by the various panelists, almost all the panelists. And what is the role of parent do you see in this? Because of course, the kid has to be aligned with the performance, with the skill set they have, and school also have certain barrier. So what do you think, what is the role of parent, and how as a teacher and as a authority or as an admin you handle all such cases and the parents?
Thank you, Ritesh, for the question, and good afternoon, everyone. It's pleasure to hear from Mr. Neeraj Puri, Anshu ma'am, Taruna ma'am, Trilok sir, such starlets in their own way. So first of all, this question, I think it is something that I'm experiencing right now. Today itself, I had a parental, one-on-one discussing about what my child should take. And if we look at, we were telling this parent that your word or the aptitude test says that your child is very good in, humanities, he can do really, really well. The parent bounced back at me and said, no, ma'am, there is no scope for humanities. What will the child do with the humanities? I mean, no, he has to have PCM. So the problem comes, the first hurdle in child's, career path comes from the parent itself. Expecting the child to follow their, career path. Say a doctor's son has to become a doctor. We need to, make up he needs to be a doctor, or she needs to be a doctor, because we have to open up a nursing home. What we have done is we've done a lot of parental webinar. A lot of parental webinar have been conducted. A lot of one-on-one session with parents that right now also I'm having. I'm here in school. I'm having this session with parents since morning itself. I think the first thing that comes across is that please be aware that every child has their own strengths and weaknesses.
Right.
If there are many parents out here who might be listening to us, please, my request to you all is, please listen to what your child wants. Make sure that, the child is challenged intellectually. If the child is, challenged intellectually, they'll obviously pick up a profession which is satisfying for them and maybe financially stable for them. It does not matter whether they take humanities or whether they take commerce or whether they take sciences. The scope is growing in each and every subject. NAP allows us to mix up subject. I mean, you can take physics with history. I know there are certain limitations.
Right.
I actually understand the limitations of school also, but the number of courses or the number of subjects that the CBSE is offering, look into it. Entrepreneurship, mass media, so many different kind of subjects are offered by CBSE, and the schools should take them up. take them up as optional subjects so that a variety of options there for the children to go ahead and pick them up. Parent can actually come across, sit with the children, discuss. Discussion is something that happens very, very less in our school, in our society, sorry. Society does not want the children to make their own decisions. They want to impose their decisions on the child. So request is there for every parent or every child, make your own decisions, children. And parents, please let the child make their own decision. They will be better off with their own decision rather than imposing it on. I'll give you my example, Ritesh. I'm the eldest in the family. I was asked to take science. I did science in my grade 11, barely managed to pass in chemistry, opted for humanities, and I really flourished. I topped my English. I topped my English, history, and political science in my school. And here I am as head of school, a very prestigious school. So I am doing very well in my career. There are a number of children who do very well in their career if they're left to their own, choice. So that is what I would just say, that parents, please let the child make their own decisions. Just expose them to a number of, career paths, but decision should be taken by the child. And that's why when we had one-on-one session with the parent, we told the parent, if please come with the child, let the decision be in front of the child. I had to ask a parent to leave because they did not come with their child. I had to ask them, please come tomorrow, let the child be there. You, me, we shouldn't be making the decisions for the child. The child has to be there so that he or she can make their own choices. So that's what I have to say for this, Ritesh. Thank you.
Right. So very beautifully you said, ma'am. And one thing I will say that, in fact, this I will ask to Neeraj sir. Still, there is a lot of social stigma of like, if not science, humanities, like on a lower side, or parents are highly influenced by, let's say, medical and engineering. So my next question is for Neeraj sir, and I'll just frame a question. I'll frame this like, nowadays, some top scorers are opting for humanities and low scorer are wishing to go for sciences. So are parents able to absorb this fundamental change? And as a school, how are you helping parents in understanding this new normal?
Thank you very much, Ritesh. Coming back to your question. Now, first and foremost thing is the conventional courses hardly exist these days. As Bisser also said, we have stepped into a VUCA world where, you have to be very spontaneous. And even one of the other panelists also highlighted and put it on the record that we have to prepare for our students for the professions and the careers which do not yet exist. And we have to prepare them for the problems which are yet to, come into being. Now, as a parent, now today when I'm sitting here as a panelist, I may be talking very high-fi. But when it comes to a parent of a child, you are always, obsessed and over possessed about the safety, security, and the prosperity of your child. And since we, being the Gen X, and we are today guiding Gen Z, so there's a huge, gap of the generation. So still we think that being into a government job, being into an engineer, lawyer, because they feel that being an RJ, being a choreographer, being a web designer, being a data analyst, whether my child would be able to do his life successfully. So these are some of the concerns, which parents again and again, they keep on feeding their children that, no, you have to be an engineer, you have to be a doctor. And as ma'am also said, that it is not about that a doctor's child has to become a doctor. If you will go through the statistics, so the things are topsy-turvy. You will now find a rickshaw puller or a street vendor, their kids cracking civil services, their kids going and opting for, you can say, for law, for business management. And whereas business tycoon son, he want to become a choreographer, he want to be a painter, he want to be a musician. So this is actually what the research study says. So as a school, so it is our earnest duty to time and again meet and interact with the parents and have some career counseling sessions, as most of the schools are doing also. The career should be not taken as something which has to be started at the 10th or when the exams are approaching. It has to be taken as a subject. So it should be introduced, wherein the children should be told to go and explore okay, today this profession, all of you go explore about this X profession and write all the eligibility criterias, how to become, how to reach, what roles, responsibilities, duties, what are all the skills, aptitude required for this job. So in this way, over the years, the children should know, have the details, should have introspected themselves, where they do stand, their SWOT analysis they should have done. And by the time they reach 10th, they would have, they would have plethora of information about each and every career, and this will enable them to take a right decision.
Right. Fair enough. And in fact, before I go to my next question, I would request my team and the panelists if they can volunteer to answer some of the question. We have audience who are, writing their question in Q&A section, so you can choose to answer as per your convenience. So my next question is for Rishika ma'am. Rishika ma'am, as you know, there are certain, like you were talking about challenges, and now I will ask question on challenges, right? So there are certain logistical challenges when it comes to allocation of subject. So for example, school has a planning to deliver academics, and in that planning, if certain subjects are not matching the way, then school has to really put a bar to a student that okay, uh, you can skip, or school do not offer that particular subject. So how schools are taking these challenge, right? If one student requests for, let's say, there's a very now popular combination that science kids are going for economics as a subject, and science kids are opting business studies as an additional subject. So how schools are catering this need, and does school offering any sort of combination like economics plus science, or let's say humanities with maths, or let's say science with business studies? So if you can help us to understand.
Yeah. So, Ritesh, what is happening is in most of the schools, most of the progressive schools are opting for different streams. There is no fixed stream as humanities or stream or science or commerce. There are various combinations already existing right now also. Say, for example, in my school, many students opt for economics with sciences. They already are opting. So I've had a class where only 4 students are there where they're opting, economics. So what happens is that schools go for optional and additional subjects. They offer those subjects. I think most of the schools are doing that. And they're making their timetabling specially for the grade 11 and 12 in a different way than, they usually the schools do. So here there have been examples where there's only one child who's opting for sculpture, and the school is offering that as well, keeping in mind maybe that child will become one day a great sculpturist.
Right.
So schools are offering, and NEP also says the same thing, right? I think slowly and slowly the dynamics is changing. The entire school dynamic is changing, and they're doing what they can about offering as many choices to the students as they can. But yes, having said that, there is a limitation in terms of, it could be anything from infrastructure to, it will take some time for schools also to kind of think and make the shift from towards NEP, right? So yes, as of now, I think the schools are opting and they are delivering what they're saying, and that multiple options are available. And yes, there are many career choices for children. So yeah, you can take mathematics with humanities. You can take first and foremost is do a career counseling first. Are you sure you want to take maths with humanities? Are you sure you want to take economics with sciences, or any other subject? So yes, one thing is that, and then I think schools are going ahead with this thing, and they're already doing it right now. I know for sure the one that the panelists are sitting in front of me. Of course, they're doing it. I myself am doing it in my own school. We've done so much. We've changed a lot of way that we used to think. So there is no bar as to you can't take science and you can't take humanities. You can't
Right.
take a maths along with humanities, or you can't take economics. So you can opt for it. But the little twist has to be done by the school side in terms of timetabling, and it can all be managed.
Right. So thank you, Rishika ma'am. Now this is a time when we have to take a couple of questions from the audience. So one of the user appears to be class 10 kid, Madhav, he asked that I asked my elder sibling that which stream should I pick up, which can help me to earn more money. So I guess a lot of kids are in fact influenced by one common factor, that I have to opt for a direction, or I have to follow a direction where I can earn more money. So what do you suggest? This question is for Taruna ma'am. So Taruna ma'am, what do you suggest for all such kids? that those who are just taking money as a factor and they don't have anything, any plan in place, and now they are asking you this question. What do you
you
suggest?
know you know what I feel, that I answered you rightly in my last question also, that one should live with the passion they have in their minds. The passion has to be there. If you do not enjoy that path which is getting you money, but then that is not your forte, right? So I think there would not be a balance, and that would not be a successful career option, right?
Right.
I feel that if you are passionate and you know that this career option will give me pleasure while I'll earn also money, maybe you, in a longer run, you will be a better performer in life. You'll really do wonders in future if you are living your passion. That is what my looking at things is like. I would suggest this only, that you should live your passion, because you live your life once, so you just live your dream and live it. That's it.
Right. Thank you so much, ma'am. I hope Madhav's question has been answered now. So now next question is for Anshu, ma'am. So ma'am, we have a viewer called Kritika. She's asking, can I switch my subjects in class 12 if I'm not satisfied with the options that I've chosen before in class 11?
CBSE has become little flexible now. Earlier, before registration in class 11, after registration in class 11, they could not do. Now, during last 2 to 3 years, CBSE has become very student friendly now. Even in the month of, till the month of June, a child can change the subjects. So in fact, we have also sent applications. Number of our children have, they wanted to change from mathematics to physical education. So we forwarded to the CBSE, and they are changing it now, because it is more student friendly now.
Right, right. So in
Ritesh,
fact,
I would like to add on to this. So
Yeah.
very recently we've had a child. As I said, sometimes it happens that due to peer pressure or parental pressure, children choose science. So this child comes across, he wants to change the stream in class 12. And we
Okay.
send an application from science to humanities. And the child wants to study, humanities, because he wants to take up law later on as a career. So yes, that can be done, but why waste 1 year also? You can really enjoy the subjects that you want to study. Just think very mindfully before choosing any subject. Look at it, not just because your teacher said so, or because a friend is doing, whatever subject that they're taking. Just sit down, think, relax. If I do take physics, will it really help me in my career path? Or if I take political science, will that help me in my career path?
Right.
But yes, streams can be changed, but it's a little tedious process, but it can be done.
Right. You, in fact, Anshu ma'am and you both mentioned that CBSE is little flexible these days. So Rishika ma'am, my next question is for you only. That is there any criteria or certain instruction by the CBSE that one should select stream basis on this, or there is certain eligibility with respect to marks that one will get science only if they have a certain percentage? So CBSE mandates schools for with certain guidelines, or it is up to the school to allot the stream of let's say of students choice, or school has their own criteria? So how do you take this
So
up?
Ritesh, there is no mandate as such from CBSE side, but schools, they have their own criteria. They set their own criteria. But having said that, the criteria is mainly based on different parameters. So yes, academics is a part of that thing. At the same time, the aptitude test that the school takes for the children, the psychometric tests and the other tests that they do throughout the year, and then there is one column which says, or parameter which says, choice of the student. The children also send their own choices. So say, for example, if I want to take up sciences and I do not match with academically, then there's a counseling session which happens. And then, it's sorted out that probably if you take this subject, or if you remove mathematics and take up entrepreneurship instead of mathematics, please go ahead and take that.
Right.
So yeah, so there is no mandate from CBSE. It's the school's criteria that happens.
Fair enough. Thank you for clearing this doubt, ma'am. And my next question is for Taruna, ma'am. So,
Yes, sir.
ma'am, it's a very, though, very basic question, and like dropping a year instead of choosing a stream of you don't like is a taboo, right? How one should be able to tackle, like how schools are basically tackling this. So school, if somebody is thinking that, okay, let's drop a year, right, because I was not able to manage science in this school. So how do you tackle all such cases, ma'am?
See, that doesn't give you a very good this thing, that if you are dropping a year and you are thinking that you did not perform well, and so you'll drop a year, and next year something different is going to happen, and then you will be able to cope up with what you want to achieve in life. So that doesn't generally happen. And like, as far as I in our school, we are not letting any child drop. They're not dropping a year. Rather, we counsel them, right? We counsel them, and we tell them that in case if they are dropping is generally then happens when the children are not performing good in the academics or in that particular subject. So we counsel them, we give them extra classes, and we bring them to the par. And there are very rare cases, or where I think the cases are null, that the children drop and drop a year, and then they think of coming back with the same subjects or the subject combination. Even CBSE gives that a chance to change the subject options also. So that also is a way where they can change those subject combinations and streams, and they can go ahead with their choice of streams. So that is how we work.
So generally, as a school or as an administrator, you don't suggest for dropping
No,
it, right?
no, I don't suggest.
I'm just going to add to what ma'am is saying, because this case has just come to me in the morning, and I was telling you that, I had to send back that lady, that bring your child along with you. So this woman comes and says that, I want my child to take science. And I told her that the child does not have the aptitude for it. And she said, ma'am, then I'll have to ask him to drop a year, and then he will repeat his class 10 if we will not give him science. Such cases do come across. So as I told this parent, please come back with your child. You and I will not make a decision for him. It is the child who will make a decision. Let the
And
child.
there is, and I'll just interrupt in between. There is one more taboo in the parents' mind, that they have to go for science only.
Yes.
Whether they score well in 10th, they get good marks in 10th. No, they are not convinced. They just want science, whether the child is going to perform or no. And then they start, dominating the school. No, you have to give science. So
Absolutely.
these cases should not be there. They should actually see that what the child is good at, what the child's passion or forte is. So that has to be taken care of.
Yeah.
And that
Right.
is very important.
In fact, my next question will help the viewers to understand that how schools are even helping for career which are beyond the stream, which really doesn't require a per se degree or a formal education. But of course, education is important, degree is important, but certain careers are there which really doesn't require a formal education or a degree. So, Anshu ma'am, I'm gonna ask you this question. Like these days, you see a lot of influencer, YouTubers, content creators, and this field is really, going high. And students are really getting inspired by a lot of influencer. So even they want to become a content creator or want to become a YouTuber. So how these days schools are helping those kids to understand this as a full-fledged career, or they can pursue this as a hobby or as a passion. So how school are helping in this case?
Even YouTuber or bloggers, these are good careers these days. These are treated as very good careers, and these are more popular careers amongst the students also. As
Right.
schools, we need to, in fact, work on their communication skills, and their writing skills. Actually, the writing skills in the students are dying away these days. Reading skills and writing skills. So, in fact, if we want our students to come up on these levels, so we need to train them to be more bold, more effective in their speaking, and they should be able to face the audience well. So we give them a chance to speak out in the public. That public speaking should be there with them. Then only they will be able to come up to these careers in life. So at school level, at all stages, we prepare them in fact, we give them this kind of holistic education. Normally, right from, in fact, right from the toddlers, like from KG nursery, we ask our students individually to come up and speak so that they are confident enough. So these careers, in fact, require more of confidence level, building up of confidence level, which at school level we are giving them at different stages. We are giving them chance for public speaking. We are giving them chance for writing skills, improving their writing skills. This is how, in fact, I feel most of the schools must be doing at present.
Right, right. In fact, Rishika ma'am, let our audience understand that there must be certain negatives of this aspect, because just blindly following influencer, or they want to become an influencer. But of course, there are certain traits or certain prerequisites are there, right? If you really want to become a content creator, it means you have to be an avid reader, or you need to have a well researched content before you produce, right, something. So how you help student to be in right direction, I would say.
So, Ritesh, there have been many, especially during the pandemic time, a number of children, started their own YouTube channels, right?
Mhm.
Some of them were, and some of them actually earned a bit of money from them. So I've got this student who did really well on YouTube, and that he has many followers. He's earning a little money from there.
Right,
So one thing that we've always encouraged our children is that there are various programs in school. Participate in them, take onus of a particular, side of, so say for example, script writing is given to. So we don't do script writing. The teachers don't do script writing. Our children do script writing. The videography, the everything is editing of whatever has been done is it's done by the students with the help of the teacher. So we had students who have worked from morning till late at night, and they've been editing the entire work, and we've really encouragement from the school side really help children to grow. So here in the schools, they needs to take a look at their, the way they perform or the way they function, the way they would give a kind of encouragement to the children to take onus of a particular program in the school. So I've had many, the student council that we have, absolutely amazing work that they do. The teachers they just guide them and they sit back, and it's the children who are doing, whether it's we have MUN in our school, we have TEDx in our school, and the teachers hardly have to do anything. It's all done by the students. So this gives them a lot of confidence to come across and to expose themselves in front of the
right,
camera. They come over there, they do a lot of work at this time. So I think school encouragement will really help them, but at the same time, we have a course which we call the digital citizenship course that we are introducing in our school. It's a beautiful course where they're exposed to safety and security of social media, as well as informing that what would happen. So we have a social media policy in our school.
right,
That really helps children to understand that what is right and what is wrong.
right. I guess that is foremost important, to draw a line and make student understand at such age where they can, choose and go for a right direction. So thank you so much, all the panelists, for sharing their time and sharing their views with our viewers. Right. So I'm sure this is going to help a lot of them with respect to selecting a career choice, how they can, go for opting stream, or let's say a subject. So in fact, if any of the user we tried and answered most of the question, but if still anyone would like to raise any question, they can write us on schools@uniapply.com or support@uniapply.com, right? So we would love to answer all your question, and thank you panelists for sharing your time and
Thank you, Ritesh.
giving your sharing your thoughts with the audience. And we
Thank
would
you.
love to host you again for another webinar on some important topic. And thank you for today. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye, all.
Bye. And for the audience, you can see the recorded session of this on our Facebook page. You can check for UniApply, and you can go and check our Instagram page, and you can go and subscribe on YouTube. And we'll keep bringing all such session which can help you to enlighten with more topics and more sessions. Thank you so much.
Bye bye, Ritesh. Thank you everyone for joining the session.
Yeah.